if you want to just take a totally different pose, you can do that too. But we're going to begin in seated position briefly to just center with the breath. So let's take those sits bones to a surface below you. You can sit on the floor, but I suggest the edge of a blanket because that allows the pelvis, if you take the hands to the back, lower back, you can feel that pelvis tilt forward like a bowl. So you feel that curve, that's a natural curve, and you want that in the back at all times to support it rising upward through each vertebra, the spine, rising upward, just fixing the lights, and all the way through the crown of the head. And sit in cross-legged or kneeling, whatever's comfortable. Take the hands to the thighs. So get that extra sense of grounding as you put the palms to the thighs. And close the eyes so you can cut out your distractions, and your breath can bring you into a gaze that turns inwards. So we spend a lot of time negotiating our eyes and negotiating things around us, our proprioceptors, everything. So let's close the eyes and just go inward a bit, turn that look inside. And our exercise with the breath today, which is always the basics of yoga, is the breath. But I invite you to simply observe your breath today. So we'll try to not change anything about your breath, but bring yourself into that witnessing place. So you're always being a witness to your breath. And you can listen and almost look inside energetically at what that breath is doing. So take a few moments here with the inhale and the exhale to simply notice and simply observe, and be kind with that kind observation, encouraging a sense of well-being, beginning your day or even just this practice together on the mat with some attention and intention towards your breath. You can simply, on each inhale, noticing what the quality of that inhale is, and on the exhale, noticing the quality of that exhale. With each in-breath, filtering in all the air, noticing warmth or coolness, and then on the exhale, noticing the release, noticing the stress leave your shoulders. Maybe the crown of the head reaches a little taller. And throughout the practice, I'm going to remind you to check in with your breath. So whatever we're working our practice through, you can come back and notice what's your breath doing at that time. And noticing how movement affects your breath. I think that's a really effective way to move through the world. Come back to your breath and notice it. And don't judge it, and don't try to change it. Take one nice in breath and another out breath. Gently flutter your eyes open, and we're going to come back to our seat, but first we're going to come to all fours and just, wake up the spine. And we're coming into a new year. I didn't mention again, Happy New Year. Take a blanket under your knees, and we'll take all fours position. So our nice tabletop, hands spread out, all the fingertips spread out, fingers spread out. So those are your support system, your roots into the earth through the palm. And then the shoulders are above the wrists. You feel the armpits hugging towards your rib cage. That's your whole shoulder complex engaging to support you and your spine in this horizontal position. Reaching through the crown of the head, you just inhale again, notice your breath, and noticing the exhale, inhale. And the knees are below the hips. That curve in the lower back that we talked about is still there. Continue that beautiful in-breath, a beautiful out-breath. And then on your next inhale, tuck the tailbone towards the earth. Feel your spine curling up towards the blue sky. The rib cage arches up You feel a hand, imaginary hand lifting up that rib cage. So you're traveling bone by bone up the spine, dropping the head at the end. And then looking at your knees, really get into the intricacies here and take the tailbone, exhaling, take the tailbone up towards the sky, feel the navel drop towards the earth, and then ripple up the spine, shoulder blades come together, and then you look up at the very end for cow pose. And then we'll inhale and follow the breath with the tucking of the tailbone, reaching up towards the sky. You feel that support beneath you though, always. Your shins against the earth, the palms, and then tailbone towards the sky. Continue this wave action through the breath. Inhaling big, let's come back into cat, filling the back body with breath. Exhale it out, nice big sigh. If anything makes you dizzy, have your autonomic breath come into effect there. Coming back to neutral, we're going to take a little trip back over the heels. And this really feel the reach through the spine as you take the fingertips along the mat, reaching them out against those tendrils, reaching out into the earth. You can pressure through the fingertips, take the forehead down to the mat. And inhale, feel the breath travel up the spine to really feed that spine with oxygen. Exhaling, sigh it out. And then you can take your palms together in prayer position. They're going to be on the top above your head along the floor. So you're going to feel those in prayer position. If it's comfortable for you with your forehead on the mat, you can take the elbows upwards and point those fingertips towards the sky. And then you'll feel that expansion through the tricep there as you reach towards the fingertips towards the sky. Exhale. You can even turn the palms, if this is available for you, you can turn the palms towards the back of your body and then see if you can reach those palms towards your neck and towards the back. So if you're confused, you can look up here. I've got my hands on my shoulders and the hands on the neck. So what I'm aiming for here is for you to give yourselves a pat on the back. Inhale and exhale and just pat yourselves on the back for making it through an amazingly difficult, historically difficult, ridiculously difficult year. So let's just pat ourselves and breathe. Congratulate yourself to make it through 2020. We're in 2021. And then reach the arms long again in front of you, using your core energy. Tuck that tailbone and ripple yourself back up to all fours through that scared cat. Exhale into cow. Feel that fluidity increasing through the spine, and then slide the hips back to child's pose. And when you get your hips back to your heels, just start rippling again into cat. So tuck the tailbone, inhaling up, exhaling into cow, sliding those hips back. And as you repeat this with your breath, that nice peaceful breath, you feel your core engaging and those abdominals really helping you ripple up through the spine, the curl upwards into the cat. Really feel that lower C curve in the spine. So you're really engaging that inner core into the cat pose, dropping the head, and then sliding the hips back through cow, keeping that little arch in the spine. Just reminding ourselves we're 70% water. So let's act like water and just ripple up the spine. Beautiful. And then come to neutral, all fours. And then we're going to shift back to seated. And we're going to go through some neck relief. So take that blanket behind you, have a seat on that blanket again. Cross-legged, I suggest, but anything is comfortable. Back to your seat, and we'll go back to all fours later. Inhale, exhale, get in touch with that breath again in this vertical position. So adjust yourself. Again, through any of these transitions to seated, or lying down. Take it slow. If we get up here faster than you, it's okay. Just take it easy with yourself. So let's take our fingertips to the mat below us. Feel those tendrils reaching down into the earth. And then the gaze is really soft forward. Just open the eyes softly. Again, without judgment to your breath or anything. Just keep it nice and easy. And then open the arms. Let's lift the arms into T. So really lengthen out to either side, reaching around the globe. We're going to take our palms forward and then give a big hug outward to the entire world. Bringing the, oh, I see Huckleberry doing this. This is good. Okay, we're going to cross the arms and give ourselves a hug on the way in. So let's take the right over the left and just give a hug. And then as you do that hug, if you can curl the spine into that cat behind you, that will really get your abs engaged. And then open up. As you open up, imagine again, imagine somebody pushing behind your heart gently and opening up your heart. And then close again into a big hug around the world, ending in yourself, and then curl forward into that cat pose. Great. And then open up the arms again, long T. Bring the shoulders up to the ears. Inhale, and then drop, exhale the shoulders down. So you're set up nicely here, right? Keep them that way. And then palms forward again. We're going to come forward and give us a big old global hug again. And then hold the palms together. Squeeze the palms together in front of you. Slide the fingertips forward and slide them back. So you feel those shoulders clip, kind of pulling into place as the shoulder blades pull towards each other. Again, engaging those muscles that you have miraculously have to support your shoulders. So we're really engaging them here. And then we're gonna flip the palms outward, back of the hands together. Inhale, and this time I will guide an inhale, big inhale. Exhale, stick out the tongue as you exhale, and those arms will come out to the side. Inhale, exhale, lion's breath. Gather all the good energy back in front of you. Flip the palms, exhale out anything you don't need. Bring the palms together. Again, gather everything good. And then just release what you don't need up to the sky. Release it up. It's floating away. Bring the palms together. Take the index finger towards the sky. As you reach up towards the sky, make sure that you're lengthening not through just the arms, but through the sides from the waistline. You're just trying to pull that shirt up with the strength of your core. So reach up long. And as you grow taller, you feel the base of your sits bones, and we're going to sway side to side. So sway to the right. And again, let's just close the eyes as we do this so we can check in with the breath again. Make sure that you're just kindly feeding your breath and not over efforting. Sometimes I can get into shallow breathing with any physical activity. So we're going to just notice what this movement does to the breath. Swaying like you have no eyes, you're really more like a palm tree in the wind. And then come back up to vertical, feel that vertical reach, flutter the eyes open, release the hands, and then we'll come down to earth, back to our to the fingertips on the earth. So that tripod effect, a body reaching up towards the sky. Let's relieve the neck, and we're going to just explore how many ways our neck can go and help us out in our gaze looking at the entire world. So let's take a left turn over the chin, with the chin over the left shoulder, noticing the sensations there. Inhale back, just that observation of taking that right turn, noticing what's there. Try another rotation to the left and right, and just noticing where your spots of tension are. Try to get them behind you in the time, like leave them in 2020, exhale them out so that we're cleaning the path for 2021. back and forth. Great, and then we'll tuck the chin into between the collarbones, and then look down at your heart, which is just tall heart shining forward, and then slide your chin along your collarbone to the right, reaching towards the right shoulder and pressing through your fingertips, and then tracing your collarbone back to the center. Just trace the collarbone over to the left and noticing there. Try to draw that line again, back to the right and the left. So we're taking a little exploration here along the collarbone, and then come back to center. Gently inhale yourself back up to center without any strain. Look up, feeling your heart has eyes and your heart is looking up. So we're taking a gentle back bend. And then looking forward, inhaling, we're even taller than before. We've grown a few inches here. And then exhale your right ear towards your right shoulder. So just soften here. Notice your breath again. Keep that breath even. Of course, just observe. Maybe it's become less even, but that's okay. Even as you observe, it might change. Press through your left fingertips a little extra. And see if you can soften a little bit more towards the right. And then take your right hand to your side of your head if you want to help yourself gently back up. Just feeling that lift through, you can put that hand at the back of the skull, give yourself a little upward traction there. And then inhale, grow tall, exhale. Let's take the left ear towards the left shoulder. Inhale, exhale. This is all softening, using the breath as your slip and slide. Just the breath is making this easier, right? Pressing through your right fingertips. Really nice. And take your left hand, see if you can help that back up to center. And then we'll take our fingertips, actually take the elbows out to the side, the fingertips to the center, nice and strong, and drop the shoulders away from the ears. We're using the muscles between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids, and we're going to take the elbows backwards, not through just throwing the elbows back, but through just tap in if you need to close your eyes and connect with those muscles in between the shoulder blades as you just repeat this back and forth. Breathing into the rib cage, feeling that core transverse abdominis really holding you up as you squeeze your rhomboids and really open up that heart. Nice. And then we'll take those fingertips towards each other again, strong there, elbows out, and we'll gently twist to the right. Exhale, as you do that, they'll squeeze things out, and then inhale through center, exhale to the left. Just repeat each side. Nice. Come back to center. Let's undo the legs. So we'll take our cobbler's pose instead of cross-legged pose. So take your feet together, and then you can slide those forward as much as you want. Hold on to those shins. When you hold on to the shins, you'll notice you're able to grow tall again, and that curve in the lower back is maintained. You just got a nice posture there. And just before we transition, let's pay attention to those beautiful feet. Bring your gaze down to those feet, and we'll take the thumbs in a upward action from the middle of the arches all the way to the top of the arches. So just along the arch of the foot, give yourself a little massage. And admire your feet that are great for getting you around, dancing, moving, etc. Take a lot of demand, and let's appreciate them for a moment. Oh, my clock. Okay, and then take your fingertips to your calves, those nice calf muscles, and just give yourself a little massage behind the ankles. Fantastic. All right, great. And then if you have a different cross with your legs, just take that cross, and we'll just do a nice long side stretch briefly before we transition to our flow. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, crawl the right fingers out to the right. And then just feel your right left hand at your left thigh. So the reason I do that is I want you to anchor down and just notice it's not your hips lifting up, but it's your side body lifting and stretching. And then your right ear is towards the right shoulder again. Left arm reaches up towards the clouds in the sky. And then take the palm downward towards the earth and then reach over to your left, growing on that left side even more. A really long side stretch is always really nice in the middle of the day. Kind of amazing how things just tend to gravitate downward. So let's bring that upward again. Stretching on that left side, inhale, float back up. Exhale, touch down with the left, drop that right arm, and then just crawl out with those left fingertips. Touch that palm down, take the right hand to the right thigh. Without lifting up that hip, let's just lean over to the left. Inhale and exhale, check in with your breath. Reach up with that right arm way up towards the clouds. And then turn that palm towards the left and then reach over. The right side opens up. The ribs have more space between them. The connective tissues are just getting a new path. It should feel good. If anything doesn't feel good, just come up a little further, tap into the breath, and then float on back up with both hands. Take the knees together, and we're going to transition again to all fours. And I highly suggest a cushion underneath the knees for this flow. We're getting into some hip stretches. It's going to feel great. And settle into your strong and neutral spine there in all fours, in tabletop. So in this strong tabletop, again, squeezing down on those armpits towards the rib cage, which is often something it's easy to collapse into that. So let's keep that flow going there. And we're gonna lift with the strength of those 3 points. 2 shins and the right hand are your anchor here. And you're gonna lift the left arm up to the left in a horizontal position, bring that calm gaze to your left hand. So see that left hand, and then you're gonna inhale into that rib cage, exhale, you're gonna thread that left hand under the right armpit. We're not gonna go down to the floor. We're just gonna twist and watch the left hand go threading under the left armpit as we twist the rib cage just a little bit. And then inhale back open, looking at that hand. So this entire time, your hips are stable and your core is engaged. And then you're looking back as you thread again, thread under the right armpit, look at that hand. Open up, holding your right arm steady, right hand steady on the earth, and then twist again. Open up, and then we'll come back, briefly touch down with that left hand on the ground, and then lift that left arm up next to your ear. So you're lengthening with that left arm, feeling the future reaching out in front of us, and then take your right leg long, straight behind you, and lift that right leg up. So we're in bird dog here, nice and long. Check that the hips are even. Hold here for a couple of breaths so that you can check in with the quality of the breath again. Maybe it's gotten a little shaky, or that's okay. Touch down with your left hand, touch down with your right toes. And now I want you to slide your right toes behind your left foot. So it's keeping that leg long, you're sliding them over, and then turn your gaze back towards your right foot. So what you're doing here is stretching the right side, but looking and admiring your pedicure or your natural pedicure, whatever that is. Come back, slide that foot back. Beautiful. And then we'll take our knee down. Come back to child's briefly, hips over heels. Take the forehead down. Inhale, and then exhale. And take a minute here, and I want you to come back to your natural breath, just in case you've been forcing something, over-efforting, whatever rhythm you've been taking. Because I'm not in the room with you, sometimes it's harder to check energies. So make sure that you take this moment and just be like, notice your own breath and make sure that your autonomic breathing is really comfortable. Okay, and now I'd like you to lift the head, take your arms, your forearms down to the mat. So we're like in a sphinx arms. So your palms are down and your forearms are on the mat, okay? So then you're gonna lift the hips kind of up towards all fours, but this all fours is gonna be on your forearms. Okay, so nice and strong. You're still strong through those shoulders, squeezing the shoulders towards the ribs, shoulder, armpits, and then press down through your forearms. Now we're gonna take a beautiful opener into our thoracic spine. Separate the shoulder blades, lift the back of your heart towards the sky. Lifting that up, and then exhale, let's melt the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together and melt them towards the earth, melt the heart down, keeping the head neutral. Separate those shoulder blades again, inhaling, and notice that heart lifting towards the sky, and then melt the heart forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together, downward, up and down. So we're taking these 3 rotations. It should feel really good if you've been hunching forward, which I probably have been. So there you go. Okay, and then slide your right hand back towards your shoulder, slide your left hand back, and then use that strength to come back up to all fours. Nice. So we're gonna take, at this point, turn it around. So take both hands down again, nice neutral. Lift your right hand up to the horizontal position. So we're taking that whole sequence on the right side. Look over at your amazing right hand, and then exhale, watch the right hand as it threads under your left armpit. Exhale. Inhale it on your own rhythm, back up. Look out at that horizontal, holding it strong, and then exhale, thread it under. And then inhale it back open, horizontal, exhale, thread it under. Sweep that back, take the right hand down briefly just to recognize your center neutral position, and inhale the right arm long next to the right ear, reaching through the crown of the head. Find your stability, and then lift your left leg long into bird dog, even hips, even sacrum, pelvis. Connect with the breath. A few breaths here. On your next exhale, take your right hand down, left toes touch down, and slide those toes along behind your right foot, and then gaze back at those left toes. Left side long, and then come back to neutral, slide that leg in, the left leg in, come back to your neutral all fours, slide back to child's pose. Come back up, lift up, inhaling into that same sphinx, and we'll just take another few rotations here. Lift the heart up towards the sky, exhale down. 3 here, giving that extra relief to our mid-spine. Separate the shoulder blades, and then exhale, melt down. And puff up, and then melt down. Very nice. Take the right hand towards your shoulder, left hand towards your shoulder. And then you're back in all fours, voila. Okay, now we're gonna move that blanket as we come towards standing, but I think you can just leave the blanket there for the minute. Tuck the toes underneath, so you're almost that tippy toe position. And then we're gonna do this by just pushing with the strength of those shoulders and arms backwards, lift the knees off the floor, and we're gonna walk the hands back to the feet and move that blanket out of the way, take the feet down flat on the floor. And if you don't like to hang down, because that maybe you have some digestion issues or anything, you can come up into a flat back, keeping the knees bent. Or you can just drape the spine over, hang the head down, take the thumbs to the elbow creases, hang your head down, looking out at that upside down view of the world, changing perspectives perhaps. And then with those knees bent, supporting the body, knees over the toes, behind the toes, take the hands to the hips. Use your hips as your hinge as you bring that spine upwards towards standing. Begin to straighten the knees. And here we are in standing. Great job. So we're going to do a walking into a tree position, not walking into a tree, walking into tree pose to celebrate the new year. Some things come out funny. Okay. So we're standing, actually it's good if you stand so that your mat is long way, but I'm gonna demonstrate like this. So let's take the hands on the hips and we'll take a nice sequence here that will just celebrate balance, celebrate our shining forward into the future. So let's take that right foot forward into our future here. And as you step forward, notice that your right side is your tower, and that right side is going to support you. The left foot comes forward, so you're not dropping into the hip, but keep yourself strong. Engage that glute, and you're going to lift the left knee upwards into a right angle. So with that leg, so you feel the hands on the hips, keep the hips even. And then press outward and straighten that left leg. Great, so you're straightening out, noticing that evenness through the hips, glutes engaged on both sides, and then slide that back foot back, the left foot towards the body. Either kickstand your left foot next to your right ankle, or slide the foot up along the right leg, and we're coming into tree. You can even take your left hand and help your ankle up, but again, check it with the breath and don't over effort. But once you get here, we'll come into tree. Keep a prayer position at first, just to check in with your center, making sure that your hips stay relatively even. Your center, tapping into it by pressing your foot to your thigh. So really feeling that center rising up through the crown of the head, coming into balancing, and balance the breath too. Try not to overdo it here. Drop the foot to the floor, drop the hands, inhale, fill the body with breath, and then as you exhale, we're going to come into exploding star. So just exhale out, the arms go out long, and we're on the right side. The left foot is lifted up. If you want, or keep it balanced, whatever you want, open up and try see if you lean over to the right, just how much you can imitate that tilted star, exploding with light. And then exhale back down to mountain pose. So touch down with your left side, hands on the hips. We're coming into that hip width just as our base. And then we're going to slide that right foot back behind us, keeping the feet about hip width apart. So you're coming back into that prep pose for warrior one. The back foot is about a 45-degree angle. You know, do this however you need to. If you want to curl the toes under, you can do that too. Inhale, exhale, bend the left knee towards the left two middle toes there. Keep that aligned as you drop the pelvis down. Warrior one, lift the arms up towards the sky. Root down, your tailbone points like an arrow downward as you reach upward. So let's tap into that breath again. Keeping it even. Can you see if your breath, if it is a little bit rattly, see if you can bring it back without judging too harshly. Just connecting again in evenness and balance. Pressing through the feet. You're in warrior one, nice and strong. Sweep the hands around your hips. So I want your hands at the top of your thighs because we're going to hinge from that point forward. We're going to straighten the front knee, straighten the left knee by engaging that quad and pressing through the foot. and where our hip bones are facing forward. We're gonna hinge at that top of the front thigh. Inhale, grow that spine long, and exhale, you're gonna take a dip towards the front of the mat. So you're hinging forward into pyramid pose. I don't want you to go further than your availability is, so just go to a diagonal if that's comfortable, or see if you can keep that core strong and just hinge and stretch those hamstrings, especially in that front leg. Dipping down, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, keeping those hips even. Don't compromise the pose. If you want to push yourself, just make sure your hips are even. Float yourself back up to vertical. You can micro bend that front knee to come back up to mountain pose. So everybody's great. I hope everybody's good with that. We're just going through this flow. To come to the back of your mat, and I want you to come into, again, walk into tree pose. So we're gonna walk, did we do the right
foot?
We stood on the right foot, right? Okay, so we're gonna walk forward with the right foot. Is that what you did? Yes, sorry, I'm losing my sense of direction because I was looking at the camera. So we're walking forward.
On the left foot.
We're gonna stand on the left. Okay, walk forward with the left. Thank you, Huckleberry. Okay, walk forward with the left. And you're gonna take that tower strong on the left, lift the right knee up towards you, press out, exhale, like you're pressing on the accelerator. If you'd like to just come back directly into tree pose, you can do that, or you can bring the right foot down towards the earth and then slide it up the leg. Rest it on the side of the leg, wherever you're comfortable. Take the hands to the heart. Nice and strong in this balance. If you fall out, that's just called falling tree. That's a totally wonderful pose too. Inhale, exhale. If you want to transition here directly to star pose, you can do that, or come down to earth and then do the exploding star over to the left. Again, if any of this feels uncomfortable or you're over-efforting, just come back to a mountain pose. Just center yourself. Expand. Beautiful. And then come back to mountain. Take the hands to the hips. And then we're taking the left leg back behind us, keeping the feet out about hip width apart. And then that back foot angled. Inhale, tall, exhale, drop the pelvis towards the center. Take the front knee towards those middle two toes. Warrior one, hips forward as much as possible, but mostly your base of your feet are just rooting into the earth, pulling towards each other, reaching the arms towards the sky. With a sense of direction, just a sense for your heart leading you. Shoulders relaxed, breath relaxed. Exhale, drop the hands to the tops of the thighs, straighten the front knee, and then hinge at that hip point where you go forward and tilt forward diagonally towards horizontal, but not all the way to horizontal. If you cannot get there, that's okay. Pressing through the feet as your roots. Float yourself back on up and then step forward with the strength of your core back to mountain pose. Beautiful. Just taking my time frame here. Very good. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of Qigong energy here while we're here upstanding. So let's take a swipe down towards the earth. We're going to take the hands to the top of the head in mountain pose and just swipe downward. Swipe the energy down the face, swipe the energy past the ears, swipe downward towards the neck. You've reached the neck, and now you're gonna get that vagus nerve, that runs throughout the whole body, nice and relaxed. So swipe downward, swipe down each arm towards the fingertips. front and the back. Swipe down the chest, the top of the back. And then swipe down the torso, front and back. Swipe down the legs, admiring the strength of those legs. And then swipe down, take the mountain pose, and we'll just bend at the hips, swiping down to the toes. Now, once we're down here, so what we're doing is a forward bend with the knees bent, touching down with the fingertips. We're gonna sit back in an imaginary chair just on our way down there. Sweep the hands behind you, up above you. So if you wanna see, you can look up here. I'm reaching behind me with my fingertips and my long arms out long. Sit back in an imaginary chair. Sweep those fingertips towards the earth, and then arms go long next to the ears as you lift the rib cage off the thighs. Because I know you guys have done this before with me, working out, getting stronger here. And then sweep your energy down towards the earth, straighten the legs out into a forward bend, releasing it all. And then bend the knees towards the earth. Use your hands to support you if you need to. Into a squat, bringing the sits bones down, coming down toward earth. The soles of the feet on the floor, knees bent. Take the hands behind the thighs. And notice, just from having done this together, you probably already know that using your sits bones as your anchor here, you can really grow the spine nice and long and tall, and pushing on those lower ribs, gauging them inward. You're getting a core workout as you drop the shoulders away from the ears. Just by holding on here, you can really build core strength. You can also lift one foot off the ground, lift up that right shin and that right foot, place it down the other. Playing with boat, since I'm near the water here, just want to kind of ride on that boat theme, so let's try that. You can let go of your hands by keeping your feet on the floor, so testing it from that perspective. And however you've expressed boat pose, if you have a more letting go pose of this, go for it. You can open the arms into surrender. There's just many ways from this vantage point that you can test your core. You can lift both legs off, but again, whatever is your level, test that out for a moment here. You let go of both. Either way, take the hands, legs up long. It's playful, again, but being safe and playful at the same time. And there's many directions you can go with boat pose. Just getting our little core workout here. Take the soles of the feet to the floor. And then we're gonna come down using gravity. You hold on to that back of the thighs. Just see if gravity wants to push you down a little sooner. See if you can get a little more control as we roll back down towards earth, guiding the head back down to earth. And then we're gonna take our body out like we were doing a big star up, standing up. We're gonna open up to the different directions. So open the legs, open the arms, inhale big, and as we exhale, we're gonna curl into a ball. So inhale big, and exhale, squeeze into a ball. Just exhale things out, squeeze it out. Inhale, open up again into that star. Exhale, squeeze it out, squeeze into a ball. You don't have to lift the head if you don't want to. And then ease yourself back down to earth. And great, now we'll take our eagle twist here. Inhale, take your right knee over your left. So we're gonna cross the legs like you're sitting in a chair, and the right leg is over the left. If you have compromised knees, I want you to just keep your knees together, and then we'll go over to our left. Take the right leg over the left. If you wanna do eagle pose, take the arms out into a T, And then we're gonna slide the hips over and we're gonna come over onto our left side. I'm gonna switch so you can hear me from this side. So legs in tabletop, cross the right over the left and come over on the left side and actually sweep the arms together. So our palms are together on the left side, the right knee is down on the floor. So this should really help your whole side, the right hip flexors. Take the right hand along the left arm, take the right hand to your amazing heart. Inhale, exhale, and then take your right shoulder open to the right, arms this time out into the T. And then press your left elbow into the earth, lift the heart up to the sky, look over the right hand, and melt. Checking in with your breath, making sure that it's not being compromised by trying too hard. And then grab a cloud with your right hand, bring the palms together, and then you're gonna come back up onto your back. With that lower core strength, I want you to bring the legs up into a tabletop so the shins are parallel to the sky or to the ceiling, and then take the left foot over the right, if that's comfortable for your knees. Bring your right foot down to earth and then swoop over onto your right side, palms together. And the left leg, left knee should land down and have somewhere to land on earth. And then you're gonna slide your left fingertips along your right arm, hand to the heart, and then open up your left elbow to the left. Press through your right arm and feel the heart lift a little bit more, allowing this beautiful energy called gravity to settle you in, allowing more flexibility, mobility into the spine. Your whole nervous system gets a nice attention and relief here through the twist. With the strength, holding onto with your arms, you can bring yourself back up onto your back, unwind the feet. And then, because it's New Year's, we have some elections going on today in the US. Let's just do exercise choice here. So whatever you'd like to do right now, whether it's happy baby or figure four, stretching out long, bridge, I give you a few choices there. Just try to take whatever pose your body wants to take. Take a couple of breaths, just with your eyes closed. Pay attention to those connections. If you were the Tin Man and you had the oil can, I guess Dorothy had the oil can, so where would that oil can, where would you be needing that the most right now? So just kind of address that with a pose, even if you're just taking your legs in circles, knees in circles, whatever you need, hug the knees. And make sure you come back and pay attention to the breath as your guide. Although yoga is great with guidance, I think it's wonderful that it teaches us to listen, to look, and to just notice things about the body and space. So luxuriate in that. And then we're going to come into a little bit of an extended yoga nidra. Again, as I said in the beginning of class, if you have the need for some pose that you're wanting to do, or maybe a little bit of movement that you haven't gotten, you can feel free to do that as well. But this is a very special gift that a teacher gave me, which was through Yoga Nidra, and it's just a really nice meditation that truly can just carry you away in a great way. So the way that you prep for this is very easy. You just get comfortable. So however you want to get comfortable, whether you're getting warmth around you, cushion your head, whatever you need to do, position yourself so that you're completely comfortable. And for the duration, you won't be ideally in any physical movement. So you can get yourself a little warmer, put socks on. And this really should float the worries out of your way, out of your physical cells. So allow yourself to just absorb and close your eyes in a way that you're comfortable on your mat without movement. So as we were doing with our movement, make sure that every exhale just is a way to release all of your worries and flurry of our past year behind you. Cleanse it out with your exhales, and with each inhale, invite new energy, new strength, and resolve for our 2021. So you don't have to make any deliberate movements, you can just relax. It's a bit like sleep, but actually is more refreshing and even more restorative than sleep. During this, you can just use the sense of hearing that I'm hearing my voice. So you don't have to analyze anything, just let it go. Follow my voice completely with your attention. Don't worry if thoughts come and go. Cultivate a feeling of relaxation in the whole body. Focus on the body and become aware of the importance of total stillness. Cultivate your awareness for the body from the crown of your head to the very tips of your toes. Total awareness and total stillness in the entire body. Now we're beginning to rotate the awareness through the different parts of the body. Don't concentrate intensely, just pay attention to those parts of the body. Become aware of your right thumb, your right hand, your second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand. Bring your awareness to your right palm, the back of your hand, the wrist, the lower arm, the upper arm, shoulder, your right side, the right waist, the right hip, the right thigh, the kneecap, the calf muscle, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, even fifth toe. Now become aware of the left hand thumb, the second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the left hand, wrist, lower arm, upper arm, shoulder, your left side, the left waist, the left hip, the left thigh, the kneecap, the calf muscle, the ankle, the heel, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, even the fifth toe. Now onto the back. Become aware of your shoulder blades, your hips, your spine, the whole back together. Now to the crown of your head, your forehead, your eyebrows, the third eye, the space between the eyebrows, right eye, right ear, left ear, cheeks, nose, lips, throat, chest, navel, abdomen. The whole of the right leg, the left leg, both legs together. The right arm, the left arm, and both arms together. The whole back, the whole spine, the whole front of the body, the whole back and front of the body, the whole head, the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. Keep your awareness rested and relaxed. Feel the flow of breath in and out of your lungs. You don't have to try to alter your rhythm. There's no effort. You just do this naturally. Focus the awareness on the motion of your abdomen, rising and falling. Bring your attention to your chest, rising and falling with each breath. Notice the breath flowing in and out of the throat. Notice the breath flowing in and out of your nose or your mouth. Relax all the effort. Tune into your breath. Awareness of breathing, awareness of the body. Become aware of the space around you. Keeping your eyes closed, wiggle the fingers and the toes. When you feel ready, you can move the arms and the legs, bending the legs. Rolling over onto your right side. Conclude your meditation and help yourself up to a seated position. Take the hands in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. Bowing to your own strength, to the strength of this yoga community around the world for a much hopeful year in 2021. Happy New Year, everybody. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. So good to see you.